Hello and welcome to Budget with Brian, and today what I thought I'd do is show you a little toolkit that I put together. I've got a whole load of wall sockets to fit, but before we get into the main video, if you're not already a subscriber, please do hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so we can notify you when our next videos come out. So before I get into what's inside the case, why did I pick this case? Well, the main reason was I wanted something open top that had all the positions in it to be able to put my tools around the edge so that they can easily be grabbed while I'm working, and not to have difficulty finding those tools that I wanted quite quickly. So I did actually get another one, which is this bag, which I got from AliExpress. It was pretty cheap, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that for some different tools that are my sort of network termination tools. So all of these tools are kind of like aimed at the sort of electrician kind of trade. But yeah, some of them are really sort of cheap and nasty, and some of them are a little bit nicer, but they are all inexpensive. So first up is a set of these wire strippers. This particular set, I'm going to say, is a bit cheap and nasty. Actually, it's mainly plastic instead of metal. And I think this is probably going to last all of 5 minutes. Yeah, they're nasty. So the next item, which is a really nice item actually, was a freebie. Actually, it's a, I think they call it technically a terminal. So it's a flat-bladed screwdriver of a particular size. It's branded MK, and this was a very nice giveaway for visiting the MK stand. Thank you very much, MK, for giving those to me. That was at a Screwfix exhibition, as it happens. The next item in here is just a pair of safety gloves. I'm not expecting to need to wear these too much whilst fitting sockets, but nice to have in the tool case nonetheless. So the next item in the tool box there is a Bosch. I don't know what they've got a specific name for this, haven't they? It is a progressor. Now, if you've not used these before, I think I did do a video on that. If I have, I'll put it in a link up here. Now, this I got from Amazon. They were of a very special price. This one's a 68mm one. This is looks like a fairly chunky sort of hole saw, but the arbor here is very modular. It pings apart like that, which if you've ever had, put some stress and strains through the hole saw itself, and it's sort of twisted and bent and you can't get the arbor off, this shouldn't happen. It's just got this very nice big nut there that shouldn't bend or twist at all, and if it does, it's going to happen where it joins here, but that's welded on. And then additionally that drill part comes out as a separate little hex there itself. So really neat. Now this kit, or this little pack here, as I say, I got from Amazon. I'm going to link to it to where I got it below, because I think it was a bit of a bargain at I think it was about £15, maybe a bit less. Might have been in 12 actually. And for it also to be this is 68mm that it comes with. It's the perfect size for those, which is great. It also comes with a couple of other extra parts which enable you to screw onto some of your maybe older hole saws. So as a starter kit, the price is perfect. For the light fittings that I'm putting in, which I did quite a lot of testing on. I'll do that in a minute. I did quite a lot of testing and ended up going for these Knightsbridge fire rated downlighters, but they need a 70mm hole. So I picked up the 70mm version of that. That was also probably about £15 for, I don't know why, but they are, and that was also from Screwfix. So no, they were about as cheap as they came. Right, what else have we got in the box? Right, again, a China special. Now this little set here actually was probably a bit more expensive than I wanted to pay for it. But this came in at about £18 delivered. But when you see what you get inside, it feels worth it. So first of all, it comes in a case like this. And then if I open the case up, here we go, that's just fallen out. Let's pivot it down. Yeah, so if I then show you what you get in the case, so you get the obligatory screwdriver that, insulated screwdriver that lights up. That's handy. I actually didn't have one of those. And then what you get is the handle's separate, yeah? And then you take so this one's a Torx one. And it's got this rather ingenious loading mechanism. And you just push it in and it locks. There's your screwdriver, go away with that. And then you can eject them and then change it out. So all the appropriate sizes for being an electrician, along with them being highly insulated for whatever standard that was. One thing I did fear is losing that handle, and then you haven't got all the rest of your screwdrivers. So that is a bit of a downside. But what I then did, which was a mistake, is then went and bought another set, which was a bit cheaper and it had less of them in it. But guess what? The handle design's different. So where I thought this was just a smaller set of the same, it isn't. And this is very much a different set. But it also was much cheaper. I think it was like £6, something like that. Again, all of those links are below. I got another set of these cutters. The first set, which I don't seem to have close by to me at the minute. The first set, these there was 2 screws in the back here that sort of fell out. Yeah, but these are great. They just strip really reliably. You can set a depth there. The depth setting is really poor, actually. You're supposed to be able to sort of set it to, set it, very precisely, and then sort of swing it out the way. But what happens is you push that, and it bends and it moves, and it's not a very good. It's a very cheap depth gauge for that. But in terms of stripping cables nicely, it does do it well. Right, what else have we got in here? Yes. A new multimeter. This one's brilliant, and unfortunately I haven't got any sort of on electricity here just yet, because guess what I'm doing? However, as a tiny little multimeter, I think this is fantastic, and I think I'm going to do a separate video on this one altogether. Again, pretty cheap, less than a tenner, I believe, delivered. But really importantly for me, the feature I wanted was this detection of live cables there, and that's really a useful feature. It's also got nice continuity and some very rudimentary auto ranging voltmeter, and it's just small, simple, not too many buttons, and really nicely made. And in actual fact, this seems to be quite a brand that I hadn't really sort of come across previously, but really good. Comes with leads and all the bits and bobs, but it also comes with a temperature monitor as well. Moving on really rapidly, what else have we got? Got that at a Screwfix exhibition, tiny little tape measure that can live in the box. Some Sharpies for marking up, although I've got some printed labels. New set of side cutters. These are, they look quite nice, but maybe you can see, they're just physically tiny in the hand. I guess it's one of those things that you sort of find with sometimes when you're buying things online, is they show you a picture of it without any scale, and then when the thing turns up, well, they've delivered what they said they were going to do, but you know, it's like a tenth, you know, or 2/10 smaller than what it should be. So physically a bit smaller. So watch out for. I mean, it's like they might be a bit useless these, but you know, there we go. A tiny little hot air gun. I'm going to be using some shrink wrap. Let's go round this now. Which one is this? This is this. We've got to have a model number, surely. Well, it's a tote. I don't know what the model number is, but I mean there will be. I think I got this one from Amazon. So yeah, I mean it's not really much to talk about. It's pretty lightweight. I chose this one over several others because it has this hard plastic base, which, you know, if you're dealing in a building site like, you know, we are here, you need this nice hard base to just stop it from wearing a hole in the bottom of it, because, you know, this is a fabric after all, and it just will last. It'll stop it from getting wet. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. You need the one with the plastic bottom, as far as I'm concerned. It's got this nice metal bar that goes over the top, and a very soft grip handle there, which is nice, especially when, you know, this is probably going to get quite heavy once you've filled it up full of, you know, the useful tools. A couple of negatives, things that I don't like about this case, or tote, which I think, you know, could be improved. First of all, actually, I think there are a couple of different sizes on this, and I probably ought to have gone for the next size up, because, you know, things already feel a little bit tight in there already. But, you know, maybe over time when, you know, there's less boxes, you know, because things are still in boxes and so on in there, will feel better. Now, actually tipping this this way will help highlight my next one, in that you only have these kind of pouches one side, and in actual fact, I don't want pouches. I want more of these kind of things, you know, loopholes that you can put screwdrivers in. And also I want them that without holes in the bottom, because, you know, say for example this paintbrush here, that'd be nice if that was sitting up so I could grab it easier, but what happens is it just drops down. Can you see that? There it is. Actually, let's take this out of the way. Just drops in. Now look, that's all right for the minute, but it would have been better if it just, you know, stood up. But then equally, you know, when you put your screwdrivers in, and also they're just a funny size. That's the sort of straight all the way down, rather than sort of being perhaps a little bit wider at the top and taper down a little bit. That might work. Am I being too picky? Is it too difficult to be able to, you know, say what, you know, guess what people want? I mean, there are specific Electricians cases, and I'll just put a picture on one that I did consider, made by a company called Excel. They seem to float around, I don't know, £30, something like that. I did consider getting one of those, but actually, when I looked at it, it didn't seem to, like, I want to be able to carry it like a, you know, and what is this? This is a bucket, really, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I like it nonetheless. It is going to get a lot of use, yeah, just missing just a couple of bits and bobs there. We've had plenty of opportunity now to use this caddy in anger, and I have to say I'm not overly impressed with it in the end. I mean, my thought process here was that I would have, you know, all of my screwdrivers and things all just ready to be available at hand, and so on. But actually, ultimately, these side pocket, or not pockets, but these areas here for putting things in are really not good for just about anything. They're open at the bottom. They're not wide enough for you know, bigger tools, and smaller ones just sort of flop around in there because there's nothing for them to sort of seat at the bottom. The overall case is probably a bit small for what I needed, really. And ultimately, what this has ended up being is a fancy bucket. So what did I do? Well, I actually started using, sort of putting, pliers and things like that, just sort of hanging out of jeans pockets and so on. And then I remembered I've got this rather nice, I think it's an Irwin one, sort of tool belt. Now I'm wearing it back to front as it happens, because normally this is round the back, and then this is where your tape measure goes and so on. But for the purposes of doing some electrician work, I've actually found that this is better, because I've got everything that I need sort of available in different pockets. I can have all of the items that I'm fitting, in this pocket, for example, and then this side I've got the two main screwdrivers that I've been using, and then all of the cutters and things in here, bit of tape, everything. And there's a lot less going up and down ladders and doing that. So I sort of given up on that and gone with this tool belt.